Hey everyone, my name is Dylan Adams, and so I know it's been a minute since I've posted a tutorial video for you guys. I've just had a lot going on lately between NAMM and going to the mule shop and everything, and I'm currently working on a tutorial that I think you guys will like a lot. But for today's video, I have something really exciting to show you guys, and that is this. So on the surface, this looks kind of like any other Les Paul, but this one is very special. This is a Gibson Custom Shop Duane Allman 1959 reissue replica Les Paul. And the main reason why I'm making a video about it is I am so excited and honored to tell you guys that I now own this guitar. During Duane Allman's tragically short career with the Allman Brothers before he died in 1971, he played 3 main Les Pauls. So which one is this a replica of? This is a replica of his 1959 Cherry Sunburst Les Paul, which is the guitar that is considered to be his most recorded guitar. It's the guitar that he traded his 57 Gold Top Les Paul for. And most notably, it's the guitar that he used for the entirety of the Allman Brothers Band's legendary live album, At Fillmore East. And when I say that, I do mean the entirety of that album. He used his Cherry Burst Les Paul for the open E slide songs, for the standard tuning songs, and he just changed tunings on stage. You can hear it in certain recordings from those shows. He didn't have the SG yet, and I'm going to make another video at some point where I go deeper into the history of Duane's guitars, but essentially this is a replica of the Fillmore East guitar. In my admittedly biased opinion, At Fillmore East is the greatest rock live album of all time. It's my favorite album of all time, of any genre, of any artist, and Duane Allman is my favorite guitarist of all time, so therefore this guitar is a replica of my favorite guitar of all time. So it is just absolutely surreal for me to say that I now own this thing. But how did I come to get this guitar? Well, the story of me and this specific guitar actually goes back quite a few years, back to about 2016 or so. Long story short, the band Smokestack that I play in has had a longtime friend named Jeff, who is just an awesome dude. He's a guitar collector. He has a great collection of all kinds of custom shop Gibsons and just cool, like really nice guitars, right? And from time to time, he'll come out to a gig and just bring a few guitars for us to try out and have fun with, because he doesn't gig himself and he likes to see these guitars be played on stage. So one day, several years ago, he brings this guitar to a gig, knowing that I'm obviously a massive, massive Duane Allman fan. And I was totally floored to even get to hold this thing, much less play on stage. But he actually let me borrow this guitar for a while because, like I said, he knew just how much of a Duane fan I am and how much it would mean to me to get to hang on to this guitar, which was so nice and generous and trusting of him. So I got to hang on to this guitar for a few weeks and gave it back to him, and since then he's actually let me borrow it quite a few times. You guys have actually seen this guitar on this channel before. I used it in my Universal Audio Lion Amp Simulator pedal video. I've used it in some Instagram videos in the past, and he actually let me borrow it when we went up and played at the Big House Museum in Macon, Georgia, the Allman Brothers Museum up there. So I have played this guitar a lot over the years, and I've really gotten to know it, and it just has always really spoken to me, not only because it's a Duane Allman replica guitar, but it's just a fantastic Les Paul in its own right, and it just totally has a thing. It has a sound. And so, you guys may remember a few months ago, I made a video talking about my red R8 Les Paul and how I wasn't connecting with it and how I was planning on selling it. Well, at the time when I made that video, I had a buyer and we just hadn't made the transaction yet. But long story short, that sale fell through. And so I still had this red Les Paul, and some of you may have seen I posted an Instagram story saying like, hey guys, this is actually for sale. Let me know if you're interested. And so lo and behold, my friend Jeff, who owned this guitar, reaches out to me and says, hey man, how about we trade? And essentially he offered to do an even trade, no strings attached, no money involved, his Les Paul, his Duane Allman signature Les Paul, for my red R8. His only conditions were that I play it, you know, don't put it in a like glass display case or something, and that I never get rid of it. And that was a very, very easy offer for me to agree to, because this thing will absolutely be a lifer. I will never get rid of this thing, and I've already been playing it a ton at gigs, and I am just so stoked and so honored to have this thing. And so Jeff, I'm sure you're watching this, and I've already told you this in person, but just I cannot thank you enough for being willing to do this trade, to get this guitar in my hands. It seriously means so much. This guitar means so much to me. It will absolutely get played within an inch of its life, and I will always cherish this guitar. So a few things about this specific guitar and this reissue. Gibson came out with this in 2013, and they did a limited run of about 150 of the VOS finish, which is what this is. So this is just kind of like their typical lightly patinaed finish. It doesn't have any aging or checking or wear marks or anything. It's just purely like a slightly kind of dulled finish. And they did maybe 50 or 75 or 100 of the aged version, which is gonna have every single little tiny scratch and ding and wear mark that Duane's actual Les Paul has. And you know, the aged one is probably slightly more desirable, but I honestly don't really care. I'm still so grateful to own the VOS one. If you look at pictures of this reissue model in stock form, you'll see that it doesn't have pickup covers. And I understand why Gibson did that, because when they make these replica guitars, they always replicate what the guitar currently looks like right now. And Duane's 59 Cherry Burst currently does not have pickup covers on it. Somebody somewhere along the way after Duane died took them off, and it still looks like that. When Duane had the guitar though, he always had pickup covers on it. I have never seen a picture or a video of him with this guitar with the covers off, and I just generally prefer the look of covers on with the Les Paul. So I went ahead and put pickup covers on to make it more accurate to what it looked like when Duane had it. One thing to note though is, you know, I keep saying Cherry Burst. This thing clearly is not a Cherry Burst. It's kind of more of like a sort of dark lemon burst or a honey burst kind of thing. And that's because when Duane had the guitar, it was a bright red Cherry Burst. But as many of you will know, these vintage Les Pauls, the dyes that they used in the red sunburst finishes fade really easily with UV light. So his actual guitar has faded to this color, so they're replicating what the color has faded to today. So that means that this is kind of a hybrid of what it looked like when Duane had it, and also what it currently looks like. Has the covers like when Duane had it, but it's got the modern day faded color of it. So other than that, the only thing I've changed so far is the bridge. The stock ABR1 bridges that the custom shop Gibsons come with, I'm not a huge fan of. They don't sound the best to me. They kind of have a little bit of a thin tone. Acoustically, the guitar doesn't resonate that well with them, and they're rattly, and the saddles fall out when you take the strings off. So I'm a huge fan of Faber bridges, and so that is what I put on here. I had an extra one laying around, and to me, they are the best sounding and most functional vintage style ABR1 bridge, and I feel like the sound of the guitar really woke up when I put this bridge on. This is a must-do mod if you ask me for any Les Paul. But yeah, I think that's about all there is to say about this guitar. Get ready to see a lot more of this thing on my channel, because I'm going to be playing this thing a lot. So I'll leave you guys with a little bit more of the Mountain Jam inspired playing clip there. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you could please like, comment, and subscribe, and click the bell notification icon to get notified whenever I post new videos. It will help out my channel a lot. You can also sign up for my Patreon channel at the link in the description of this video. And if you want to take one-on-one private Zoom lessons with me, then you can also sign up at the other link in the description of this video. So until next time, take it easy.